is this one, Cialdini's Influence book. Highly recommended because the information in here is a study of and a sociological and psychological study of many ways that people behave, and it is vital to your practice when you're talking to people that you incorporate these strategies. Another one is resistance and persuasion. This is new stuff, new information. Dr. Eric Knowles talks about how people are resisting a lot of things these days and how to overcome the resistance. It's not about persuasion. It's about overcoming resistance. You know, someone goes to buy a car, but they go to the dealer, they look around, but they don't actually buy anything. Why do they keep doing that? Why do they keep wasting their time? It's because of resistance. And therefore, when you're presenting your case and your staff's talking to them about the case and your hygienist talking about the case and your marketing has to overcome resistance first and foremost. Okay? And finally, when you're presenting big cases, people have objections. People have strange beliefs. A lot of those beliefs are internal in their mind and they haven't been vocalized, and a lot of dentists don't know how to talk to them in such a way. That can be accomplished a lot by follow-up with a system of letters that incorporates a lot of the tools of sleight of mouth, and that is verbal technology based on centuries of studying people who are in persuasive situations, such as lawyers, influential political figures, and that kind of thing. All summarized and put together in a way that allows you to overcome a lot of people's objections to cost too much, I'm scared. And then a lot of the objections are hidden so that you need to bring them to the forefront before you can overcome them and get them to go forward with their plan. You know, my dad was he was Italian, very stubborn, and what they call a testa dura, hard head. And what happened is his dentist didn't overcome a lot of his resistance. You know, there's a certain degree of how much you should try to convince people, but I don't think that any attempt was really made to do it. Based on what I've seen out there, most dentists don't make any attempt at all through mail or anything like that. He was losing his teeth, and it was told to him many times that he was losing his teeth, but he never listened. Now, the reason why he never listened is because of resistance. Had the dentist known about this kind of new psychological strategy, then they would have been able to overcome it, and maybe he would have recovered some of his teeth. You know, who knows? Out of 10 people, maybe double the amount of people would go forward with your treatment. So how you talk to patients is another way of increasing your profit. And what I do is I put all this into my marketing for dentists and my clients, and what I found is that it really makes a difference in the amount of people responding, the amount of people coming in, and the types of questions they ask or don't ask. So it's been proven. I've tested it many times. Statistically, it's accurate and it works. One other one is to increase your profits is to not pay as much. That's obvious, right? But whenever you're doing marketing and you're negotiating or not negotiating with vendors, please keep in mind that a lot of the newspapers, a lot of the flyers and all that, they all have a built-in markup. And they expect negotiations. And they love working with dentists because dentists don't usually negotiate. They don't have the time. They don't want to put the bother in. The staff don't care because at the end of the day, who cares to them, right? Now, if you're dealing with a marketing agency that's going to do marketing for you, you have to negotiate. You have to know what their tricks are. And one trick they use is, you have to put it in at least 4 times because they're not going to respond to your ad unless you have at least 4 exposures. Well, that's BS. Because if you turn your ad into a direct marketing piece, a direct response marketing piece, and use the psychological tools that I talked about, or use my systems, then people respond instantly. And if they don't respond instantly, they're not going to respond the next day or the next day. It's just statistics. Because you're always sampling a portion of the population. And whenever you're sampling a portion of the population, you should always have some responses. If you did it right. And what they're talking about, that you need multiple exposures, is for the typical advertisement that has no call to action, that has no direct response mechanisms. And of course, it's in their best interest for you to do it 4 times because they get paid more that way. So of course someone's going to recommend you to do multiple exposures. They're going to recommend you to buy more stuff. It's in their best interest. And it's not it, but the problem is, if it really was in your best interest, then I could see, okay, so they're convincing you to do it in their best interest, but it's also in your best interest because you're going to be making more patients. That's not the case all the time. The case usually is, you're not going to get any response for several months, and that's just how it is. Yeah, I make a lot of money off you, but you're going to have to do it. Well, that's not in your best interest. The other thing is negotiations. A lot of times with big space ads, if you're paying the full price, they're going to laugh at you behind your back because they know that there's a big gross markup in there. And as a marketing agency, I know automatically I get 15% off. Now, you don't have to be a marketing agency. You can have your brother call and pretend to be a marketing agency. You know, it helps that he is a marketing agency. You get 10 to 15% off the top of the bat. You get volume breaks. Plus, if you do it near the end of the month, you can even get a break because they need to fill the space and they need advertisements. Their papers and even the TV, they don't work without advertisements in there. And of course, these days, less people are reading newspaper and TV, and you can use that to your advantage to negotiate. The point is, if you're doing a big full-page spread for a big case, you want to make sure that you're not paying as much as if they want you to pay. You're paying what you should be paying, which is typically 50% off what they charge you. Okay? So that was just a few of the strategies in order to increase profits. I put more of the strategies in my Double Your Patience DVD set, which you can buy, and also a how-to on everything. So you'll see, all these strategies that I'm talking about. It's all pre-done for you in the DVD set, or you can have me in my office do everything for you. So those are 2 options for you. So stay tuned for the next article, is how to cut your accounts receivable in half. If you enjoyed this information and would like to receive 15 free videos of the top questions and answers dentists ask about dental marketing, increasing patients, production and profits, and practice management, please visit www.doubleyourpracticenow.com or dypnow.com.